You guys don't need to worry about me getting revenge from Diddy. I've got 3 moves that make sure he'll never be able to come after me or my family. First, I personally reached out to the victims' legal teams. The real reason he's not getting out is those buried cases behind the scenes. I provided legal funding for 7 victims who had been silent for years and brought in the top criminal attorneys in the country. Second, I bought up every potential post-release business deal he had lined up. I planned this 2 years in advance, so by the time he got sentenced and still had hope of getting out, every partner had already cut ties with him. Third, I don't just have evidence, I've got backups. This is an entire minefield that's been buried for 20 years. I uncovered every secret from the last 30 years. With testimonies from the victims, we interviewed over a dozen people he tricked, threatened, or violated. You think that's harsh? No, he destroyed other people's lives for decades. I'm just making sure he spends a few extra years in prison for it. I'm not afraid of his people, not afraid of his threats. I know he's still in there fantasizing about a comeback, but the truth is, he's never coming.
I feel funny. Is this real life?
Yes, this is real life.
I feel crazy. The world is spinning around me.
Don't touch your stitches, Justin. Bieber, don't touch your stitches.
What's happening?
No. Bieber, stop.
You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers. I have 3 fingers. Is this gonna last forever?
Justin, stop it.
Yeah, you pressing Bieber?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Like, I'm calling you and answering.
Yeah, that was low.
That was weird.
That was crazy.
That was weird. They did not run through Bieber.
There was. Why you not answering your phone like y'all?
What's going on with you guys? Are you working together?
I'm not. I mean, I think that we become friends in a strange way. You know,
like Robin Big.
Yeah. It's like exactly.
I'm begging you, Robin.
Yeah. No, I mean, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, you know, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person. Besides his talent, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin, you know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're out.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
For years, the entertainment industry treated red flags like nothing more than background noise. Strange moments were laughed away. Unsettling footage turned into internet jokes, and serious concerns were quietly pushed aside. But now, with 50 Cent's documentary bringing old questions back into focus, every detail is being re-examined, and every forgotten rumor is returning to public attention. At the center of the discussion are Diddy, a powerful figure who helped shape countless careers, and Justin Bieber, a young superstar drawn into that world long before he was truly prepared for it. This is not about viral videos or online speculation. It is about influence, silence, and the way truth can remain hidden for years when too many people decide not to look closely.
When we doing, we can't really disclose but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. When he signed to Usher, I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Justin Bieber's journey to fame was presented as the ultimate modern success story. Yet behind the bright lights existed a far more troubling reality. A gifted young performer trying to navigate powerful adult environments without meaningful protection. Archived interviews and old footage now reveal how he was placed in situations where status, access, and influence often mattered more than healthy boundaries. While these moments circulated publicly and were dismissed as ordinary celebrity culture, few stopped to question whether they reflected something far more concerning. This is not about a single event. It is about normalization, an industry conditioned to look the other way, and what happens when youth becomes a bargaining chip for opportunity, leaving one unavoidable question. Who is truly responsible for the cost that eventually gets paid?
Look at Usher. What Usher say? I seen some things I shouldn't have been seeing at that age. What does that tell you? That he's seen some things, he was around some things when he was young that he shouldn't have been at a Diddy party. So that's going to show you that there are certain things that are happening that's going on that here it is, this kid was saying he shouldn't even seen it and been around it himself. So all the other celebrities who saw it and they stand quiet about it, ain't that in our culture? No snitching. And I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know
For years, 50 Cent presented himself as someone standing outside Sean Diddy Combs' inner circle, a person who claimed to see what was happening but refused to become part of it. While many dismissed his comments as little more than a personal feud, the situation looks different today. As legal scrutiny increases and public opinion continues to shift, those same statements are returning with greater significance and renewed relevance, forcing many people to reconsider both their meaning and timing. This does not automatically prove every accusation, but it highlights how warnings can exist long before evidence receives official attention, exposing an uncomfortable reality. Criticism becomes easiest to dismiss when it comes from a voice people would rather ignore. The question remains, how many early warning signs are overlooked simply because the messenger makes others uncomfortable?
He dropped the song. It went over our heads. It's actually about P. Diddy this whole time. Which video? The song Lonely. Let me see.
Everybody knows my best. I'm so with me. Maybe that's the price you pay for the money and fame at an early age.
He even came out and said stuff about how when he was younger, he was being taken advantage of, which is true. The problem was being a victim of the diddler. What happens? Because he has so much dirt on you, if you go out into the public, he may have videos, he may have embarrassing things, he might even have incriminating footage of you doing things that you were forced to under the influence to do.
Diddy's influence extended far beyond the music industry, helping determine who gained entry into spaces where careers could flourish or quietly disappear. Justin Bieber's connection to that world reflected a much larger pattern within the industry itself. One where opportunities often flowed through powerful gatekeepers and private relationships instead of transparent systems built on accountability and fairness. In such an environment, access.
Guys, the leaked video of Justin Bieber partying with P. Diddy has just emerged and it looks horrifying. Bieber was not in his right state of mind. Here's the video.
Oh, he's bad boy now.
Look at that. Whoa, look at that.
Here's your icon alert.
Look at that.
It's called.
Does that look normal to you guys? What's going on here? He gets down on his knees, starts drinking. Diddy right there. Look at his eyes.
The deeper issue reaches beyond whatever may have occurred behind closed doors and focuses instead on why accountability seemed to fail within a system where success was closely linked to proximity and power. When advancement depends on access, personal boundaries begin to weaken. Caution is viewed as a disadvantage, and self-protection becomes an obstacle rather than a necessity. In that type of environment, the real conflict centers on control. Who genuinely has the freedom to say no, and who ultimately bears the consequences for having the courage to do exactly that when powerful interests are involved.
I'm tired of Usher. I wish somebody would come out and just like sue him. Like, we need Usher. No, we do. We need a victim to come out and be honest about him, because what I'm realizing is that he's gonna fake the funk into the victim, man. He's just gonna keep on sucking the devil's. And I don't know, like with a baby, that pacifier, sometimes you gotta pull it out. You know what I'm saying? And take it away, right? When the baby's used to sucking on the pacifier, that motherfucker gonna keep sucking on that shit until you do what? Till you take it out the mouth. Now it's gonna scream and holler, but eventually it will get used to the fact that his mouth is no longer full with that object. And that it's time to just, learn how to live without it. He been sucking on Diddy's dick a long time. It's time for him to learn how to make this thing happen without the devil's dick in his mouth or ass.
You don't think if he sued, he'll just Lil Woody the situation? And I don't recall. I don't recall.
No, because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Long before Justin Bieber rose to international fame, Usher spoke publicly about entering Diddy's circle during his teenage years and later acknowledged how those experiences exposed him to adult pressures much earlier than they should have. That history matters because it points toward precedent rather than speculation. When similar patterns seem to appear across multiple generations, coincidence begins to lose credibility and a larger structural problem starts to emerge. Power, trust, and influence were passed forward without meaningful reform. If concerns were recognized once before, one unanswered question still remains. Why was the system left unchanged when another young star eventually found himself walking the very same path?
Seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
No.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. What kind of fucking asshole do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be.
As scrutiny surrounding Diddy intensified, many former associates chose silence while 50 Cent continued speaking more openly, exposing an unwritten code that has long existed within the industry. Speaking out can threaten important relationships. Remaining silent often protects them. Over time, loyalty and self-preservation become increasingly difficult to separate from one another. This dynamic is not always driven by fear alone. It is often shaped by calculation, within an environment where honesty competes directly with career survival. When silence becomes the safest option available, one difficult question remains. Is genuine accountability ever truly possible under those circumstances?
Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like just back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
what did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this with me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was stupid. Listen,
having a good time, yo.
Usher is a procurer. And if Usher knew what was gonna happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak office, he a good guy. Especially considering what happened to him. Especially considering that he sat Howard Stern and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for yours. Yours are just good enough to die in Lake Lanier with no real investigation. Got it? Like, these aren't good people!
All right, Jeff.
He's not good! He's a... And the simple fact that Justin Bieber literally made a public statement and said, Usher asked me to do the Super Bowl with him and I turned it down.
Run for the hills.
Why would he turn it down? Who turns down the Super Bowl?
Justin Bieber has never publicly accused Diddy of criminal misconduct. However, his later discussions about anxiety, emotional struggles, and personal instability add important context to a much more complicated story. He has spoken openly about facing enormous pressure at a young age, being surrounded by adults with competing priorities, and attempting to manage extraordinary success without the support or guidance necessary to protect his well-being. That history does not provide simple answers, but it challenges simplistic explanations and highlights the real cost of growing up too quickly in an environment where protection and personal welfare were not always treated as the highest priority.